I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The Mark Nelson and Kenny Passmore on the front row. Jared Swaim and Gerald Poole on the second row. Gil Guac and Jerry Bergeron on the third row. Kevin Bruner and Rod Potgieter on the fourth row. Brandon Newby and Warren Moore round out your top 10. Les Bent starting in 11th next to Jeff Oakes in 12th. Tim St. Jean, Darrell Klotz 13th and 14th. Mike Burgess, Larry Tittle 15th and 16th. John Shermott and Ross Luckhurst 17th and 18th. Gene Watkins and Stuart Wright 19th and 20th. Thomas Byram rounds out the 21 car field here in Atlanta. All the drivers get stacked up, ready to go. Have seen a lot of new drivers trying to get into home motorsports lately. But they let Brandon Newby in. I mean, there goes the neighborhood. Pace car leads him around. Unfortunately, one of the top points contenders not here tonight. Richie Joplin having computer issues. Here we go. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. They are down and away at New Atlanta. Mark launches it. Jared Swaim right with him. They clear Kenny Passmore. I would not want to be these front two getting a breakaway here with the whole pack right behind. These guys behind likely to build a run. Top 5, 6 cars, single file, battling back behind for 7th and 8th, but Potgieter moving into 7th up top. Gerald Thanos Poole currently in 6th, always a contender at these drafting tracks. Tim St. Jean already on the move as well, up to 12th. Mike Burgess making some moves, he is up to 13th. Whoa, Burgess off track. Les Bentz, Gil Guac, both having problems. No caution, they clear the racing surface. Let's see if we can see what happened on lap 1. Oh, Gil Guac. What a save by Guac. Looked like Les Bentz also looked like he got down the track to avoid it. When he came back up, it broke loose on him. Cuts it through the infield and keeps it going. Great save. Mark Nelson still in the lead, but former champ Jerry Bergeron up top on the move. Brandon Newby, the rookie in the field, up 3 spots into 6th. The man on the move right now, Tim St. Jean, is now up to 9th, running down Warren Moore in 8th. Hey, good evening, Towie. Daryl Klotz setting the fastest lap back behind. Just right at the edge of the draft, we could see Klotz get a huge, huge run here in a moment and go flying by the field. Still a battle up front. Mark Nelson and Jerry Bergeron. Rod Podgeter now up into fourth. 6-car lead pack. Everybody nose to tail. Kevin Bruner right behind in seventh. Don't count Jeff Oakes out yet. Daryl Klotz and Jeff Oakes back there at the top of the lead pack. Gil Guak, Ross Luckhurst, caution! Caution is out! Kenny Passmore involved. Rod Podgeter involved. Our first caution of the night. Rod Podgeter has towed the pit road. A bit of a heartbreak. See what happened with Kenny Passmore here. Oh, Podgeter got loose out of 4. Remember, this group does not have fast repairs. Wow, Newbie got hit but held on to it. But Podgeter and Kenny Passmore both taking heavy, heavy damage. Mike Burgess also had a problem. Mike looks like he was coming through the traffic. Oh! And more problems back behind as they check up. Mike Burgess and John Shermont's unfortunately getting together there. Mike has towed to pit road. Rod Podgeter and Kenny Passmore also have towed to pit road. Remember, they do not have fast repairs in this group. The early caution does help the drivers not involved in the incident. Drivers were looking at 38 to 42 laps on a tank of fuel. This will mean they can do the remainder of the race on one stop due to pace laps. Ross Luckhurst has come into pit road late into the caution. Mark Nelson, Jerry Bergeron, Jared Swaim, Warren Moore, Kevin Bruner, your top 5. Tim St. Jean, Jeff Oakes, Daryl Klotz, Gil Guak, and Gerald Poole, your top 10. Those drivers that had problems early on got loose, got an opportunity to get back into the field. Tim St. Jean was predicted to win by Derek Schilling. He's the biggest mover so far, up 7 spots into 6th. Warren Moore up 6 spots into 4th. Daryl Klotz up 6 spots into 8th. Jeff Oakes up 5 spots into 7th. And Stuart Wright up 7 spots to 13th. Stewart just avoiding the chaos, moving forward. Pace car is in. Mark Nelson in control. Here they come. Green flag back in the air. Mark gets another good restart. Not as good as he did at the start, but he is going to clear Bergeron into one. Jared Swaim right on his bumper. Jerry Bergeron in third. Kevin Bruner makes a move up into fourth. Jeff Oakes on his way forward. Oakes now up to fifth. Blow! Tim St. Jean is around. Caution, back out. Look like another situation. Tim got up high, almost got the wall, got loose. He collects Gerald Poole. Brandon Newby got a piece of it. And St. Jean's race may be over. Look like Tim's engine may have let go on that one. Let's take a look at Gerald Thanos Poole. There's Newby down the bottom. Nowhere to go for Newby. And Gerald just up to the fence. Thanos may have just gotten snapped out of the race. Stuart Wright once again avoiding the chaos. Stuart now up 11 spots in the ninth. Don't forget, more chaos later tonight as the Unicorn leads the HTSAI Community Convoy. If you're a trucker on American Truck Sim, you are welcome to join anytime. The convoy starts at 8 Eastern, and she will be live right after the race. Gerald, that was definitely rough, buddy. I thought you were going to make a comeback. Tim St. Jean is back on track. Heavy damage still to that car. Newbie still has significant front end damage. Everybody stacks back up for the restart. And what do you say, folks? Let's have a little bit of fun on the restart. And let's see if we can get a little bit loud. When the green flag drops, I'm going to stop talking. Let you guys crank up the volume. It'll be crank it up time. Looks like Gerald Poole has 15 minutes of repairs. His chances of getting back out are slim. Pace car is in. Mark Nelson in control. Get ready, everybody. Get set. Green flag back in the air. Crank up the volume. what could be more fun than all these cars full sending it by in full volume as Jerry Bertrand gets the nose out front. He's got help from Jared Swain, Mark Nelson on the bottom with help from Jeff Oakes. Kevin Brenner back there in fifth with Gil Guac on the bottom. Daryl Klotz, Warren Moore right behind. Stuart Wright out of the draft, as is Brandon Newby for the moment. Side by side, nose to tail, all the way around the track. That high line really starting to build some momentum here in the early going. Mark Nelson on the bottom though, starting to pull back up. The driver's doing a very good job of leaving about a car's width in between for the time being, just trying to ride this out till closer to the end of the race. Ross Luckhurst made an unexpected pit stop right after we went green. He is back out on track several laps down. As Mark Nelson pulls the nose back ahead, but Bertrand has the advantage out of four, and it's Jerry at the line. Gil Guac, Kevin Brenner side by side right behind Warren Moore. Daryl Klotz also right behind. And look who's caught back up to the leaders. Stuart Wright is there. Brandon Newby starting to gain some ground as well. He might be able to pull back up to the lead pack. Stuart Wright has a really good seat. See if we can take a lap around here. On board with Stuart Wright. There you see that pack just ahead. You'll note these cars are never planted. They are never down in the track. The car is moving constantly. Out of turn two, even down the back straightaway, cars moving left and right. Just not a lot of grip out there. Factor in the extremely high track temperature. These cars, by the end of the tire run, will be sliding all over the place. Sounds like Stewart is cracking the throttle a little bit, trying to keep his distance. Brandon Newby has caught the lead pack. For the moment, Jared Swain, Jeff Oakes maintain that second line. Nobody willing to make the move to the middle quite yet. But it may take a very gutsy pass up the middle to get this one done tonight. Already 3 drivers out of the race. Gerald Poole, Rod Poggeter, and Thomas Byram, all three drivers out early, unfortunately. Top four have a little breathing room as the third row drops back just a little bit. Seeing a lot of cars get very squirrely, especially out of turn 4, as Tim St. Jean looks like he may be headed back to pit road. No, he is not. He was just getting out of the way. Looks like he is nowhere near full speed. Whoa, Jerry Bertrand is loose in the middle, 3 and 4. Caution, caution is out. Mark Nelson got a bump on the right side. And I believe that was Darrell Klotz that caught a piece of it. Let's take a look at what happened just a moment ago to bring out the third caution of the night. There's Jerry up on the high side into 3, just gets loose. Comes down across Gill. And wow, hard hit for Jerry Bertrand. Mark Nelson staying out, the only one staying out. Looks like Tim St. Jean, who's a couple of laps down, stayed out as well, and now he's coming in. Mark Nelson's got to be wondering if he has made the right choice here. Gene Watkinson rolling off pit road. He is now up into 10th. Hey, good evening, Ryan. Yep, newbie is racing. Mark Nelson is not coming to pit road under this caution. He has not been to, he's the only driver who has not been to pit road yet. Kevin Bruner did a fuel-only stop. And it looks like everybody else, 4 tires and fuel. Gerald, unfortunately not, man. Lights are out on the pace car. The drivers stack back up. John Shermott's on his way out. Darrell Klotz looks like he still has some repairs, as does Mike Burgess. Kenny Passmore. Track is especially loose down low on exit. We knew it was going to be loose and lack grip as hot as the track is tonight. Pace car is in. Mark Nelson in control. Green flag back in the air. Mark clears into the lead. Jeff Oakes is going to follow him through. And Jeff makes a move to the high side. Jared Swain comes with him. Mark all alone on old tires and on the bottom line. Oakes and Swain go to the lead, 1 and 2. Kevin Bruner back in 4th. Gil Guac, Stuart Wright battling for 5th. Stewart started in 20th, up in 6th at the moment. Heck of a run tonight for Stewart. Oh, Jeff Oakes way loose. He gets it gathered up, is going to lose a lot of track position. But a great save by Jeff. Jeff Oakes out front, leads it into turn 3 on the bottom. Just goes loose. Manages to gather it up, straighten it up, and keep it going. Jared Swain now has the lead. Kevin Bruner takes second. Gil Guac battling on the bottom as Guac tries to take 3rd. Mark Nelson right behind Kevin Bruner, but Les Benz has a run down on the bottom. And right behind Brandon Newby. Newby now battling for a top 5 position in his first race with Home Motorsports. Warren Moore, Stuart Wright right behind. Stuart, another one who's been on the move all night, already up 12 spots into 8th. Jeff Oakes does manage to maintain with the lead pack. Can he get back to the front, back to the lead? Mark Nelson, the only driver who has not been to pit road yet, still on his original tires. Looks like that may not have been a good choice. He is starting to lose some ground. Oh, Kevin Bruner way up the track. I think he kissed the wall. Bruner, who is battling for 2nd, drops back to 8th. Stuart Wright has the run on the bottom to take 8th. Jeff Oakes starting to move forward again. Jeff now up into 7th. Top 5 for the moment. Single file, Jared Swain, Gil Guac, Les Benz, Mark Nelson, and Brandon Newby. Warren Moore back in 6th as Jeff Oakes right behind in 7th. Stuart Wright in 8th. Bruner in 9th. Tim St. Jean has kept working on the car. He is now in 10th and is still on the lead lap. Hey, good evening, Russell. How are you, buddy? Jared Swaim has the lead. Gil Guanc has looked high a couple of times, but it is going to take some help to make that pass stick. Mark Nelson looks to the bottom. Did not have enough of a run to get underneath. Hey, good evening, Mark Dantuma. Gil Guanc finally gets the run. He's up top. Hey, what's your big news, Russell? Okay. Gil Guanc has a run down the back straightaway. Swaim gets the nose ahead into turn 3. But the moly cow, Swaim a little loose out of 4. Swaim leads it at the line, barely. Kenny Passmore has come to pit road. He still has significant damage. Likely won't be able to advance very much further. Currently in 17th. Jared Swaim, Gil Guanc still battling for the lead. Jared's been able to keep the nose out front. Russell, I'm hoping it's what I think. Whoa, they almost went 3 wide for the lead. Les Benz backed out of it at the last moment, but Jared Swaim on the front stretch got very, very low, opening the door. Les makes a move up top. He's got help coming. Warren Moore caught up, but hasn't been able to give a ton of help. Now Brandon Newby coming under Warren. Newby looking to take 4th. Jeff Oakes, Stuart Wright, and Tim St. Jean is back in the lead pack. Kevin Bruner has lost some ground, back in 9th. Gene Watkinson back in 10th, up 9 spots. Larry Tittle in 11th, up 5. Jerry Bergeron, that incident earlier put him back in 12th. Mark Nelson has lost a ton of ground. He is way back into 13th. Oh, Mark went to pit road a moment ago. There was so much going on with these leaders, I didn't notice that Mark had gone to pit road. Gil Guanc, Jared Swaim, man, they are going at it. Whoa! Les Benz gets a little bit up the track. Warren Moore had to back out of it just a hair. That opened the door for Newbie. Warren Moore back on it, closing back up on Swain. The drivers have told me last time they were here that the way the arrow is on these cars, if you're the car on the bottom and there's a car above you in the right position, it will pull you around. Les Benz looked for it like he was going to make the move. The leaders go around the lap car of Jerry Bergeron. Oh! Les Benz loose out of 2. Stuart Wright also had a bit of an off track a moment ago. Has managed to save it. Still holding on to 9th. Ross Luckhurst has come to pit road. Kenny Passmore is back out after extensive repairs. Jared Swain, Gil Glock, and now Brandon Newby, the top 3. Jeff Oakes still holds on to 4th, and a big gap now back to 5th place, Warren Moore. Tim St. Jean now up to 6th, Les Benz back behind in 7th. Kevin Bruner to 8th, Stuart Wright in 9th, Gene Watkinson in 10th. Newby on the high side with the push from Jeff Oakes, now to 2nd. Gil Glock falls back to 4th. Jeff Oakes immediately goes to the high side. Jeff Oakes immediately on the attack on Brandon Newby. Les Benz has gone to pit road. Starting to see final pit stops. Remember, with those early cautions, they could stretch the fuel even further. Guys like Mark Nelson came in, got 4 fresh Goodyears. Warren Moore now also on pit road. Now, most of the top 10 pitted on lap 29. The drivers were looking at 38 to 42 laps on a tank of fuel, so these guys still need to pit. But they have to try and pit together. They need the drafting help once they are back out on track to get back to full speed as quickly as possible. Warren Moore completing his stop. He is back out. Jared Swain, Brandon Newby, and Jeff Oakes, your top 3. Tim St. Jean back in 4th. Kevin Bruner in 5th. Final stops underway. And Les Benz is back on pit road. Did he get a penalty? I kind of thought that's what it might be, Russell. Congratulations. Les Benz is on his way back out. The top three still have not been to pit road. The highest running car who has had his final pit stop, the Mark Nelson in ninth. Tim St. Jean has given up fourth. He is on his way in. Kevin Bruner all alone. Looks like several drivers back behind. Tim St. Jean is in. Gene Watkinson, Larry Tittle, they have a little bit of drafting help. Mark Nelson now has some drafting help from Gil Guac and a little bit from Bergeron. Jeff Oakes up on the high line. Looks like there is some smoke coming out of turn two. No problems on track though. The question is, how much longer do the top three stay out? Jeff Oakes gets a run, takes second. Oh! Oakes is way out of shape. Coming through 1 and 2, he saves it again. Gene Watkinson is on pit road, but it went wrong. There's Gene down on the bottom, coming through 3 and 4. Headed to pit road, gets on the brakes a little too hard. The back end just steps out. He does get it recovered and moving again. Oh, but Newbie gets him. Holy cow. Caution is out, and it looks like it's out for the incident on. Let's take a look. Looks like before Newbie hit pit road, he had a problem. Let's take a gander. There's Brandon Newbie coming through 3 and 4. Gets on the brakes to come to pit road. Oh! And that was what drew the caution. Newbie tried to get to the grass. You can see Jeff Oakes was about to come in. Saw the problems, got back out on track. Jared Swaim is in. Jeff Oakes is headed in. This will trap some cars. Potentially trap some cars a lap down as Kevin Bruner comes in. Mark Nelson is waved back to the lead lap. This is gonna be interesting. Jared Swaim on his way back out will have the lead. Jeff Oakes, a brilliant move as he headed to pit road, managed to have enough time to get back up on the track. Kevin Bruner and Mark Nelson came in again as well. Warren Moore, Larry Tittle, Gil Guanc, Brandon Newby. And it looks like Guanc and Newby will be trapped a lap down. Also looks like Larry Tittle maybe scored a lap down. Looks like we may only have 5 cars on the lead lap for the final 15 lap shootout here. A few of them look like they will be waved past the pace car. Brandon, I know what you mean, buddy. Lights are out on the pace car as they stack back up. At the moment, 6 cars on the lead lap. Jared Swain, Jeff Oakes, Kevin Bruner, Mark Nelson, and Warren Moore. 5 cars on the lead lap. Jared Swain in control, Jeff Oakes on the high side. Mark Nelson was the lucky dog. He is way back in the field, though. Pace car is in. Swain heads into the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Jeff Oakes up on the high side, started in 12th, up 10 spots. He and John Shermont, the 2 biggest movers of the night. A drag race out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Jeff Oakes gets a huge push from Gil Guanc. Mark Nelson, who was the lucky dog, is having to fight his way through the pack back up to the leaders. Jared Swain, Jeff Oakes side by side. And Mark Nelson is in the fight on the bumper of Bruner. Gil Guanc, the only lap car in the mix. Gil trying to get past the leader. If he can get past the leader and the caution comes out, he would be waved back to the lead lap. And with just over 10 to go, anything could happen here in Atlanta. Mark Nelson looks underneath. Jeff Oakes, caution! Caution is out. Was Guanc far enough ahead? Gene Watkinson involved. And Guanc did have his nose ahead. He is back to the lead lap. Likely to see John Shermont get the lucky dog. Oh! Gene Watkinson got one heck of a lick. Looked like that was Les Bentz. he was battling with at the time. Les goes to the high side out of 4. Oh, Les bounces off the wall as Gene comes up the track. Both drivers significant problems. Jared Swain, Jeff Oates, Mark Nelson, Kevin Bruner, Warren Moore, and Gil Guac on the lead lap. We'll see if John Shermont gets the wave. He does. Shermont's waved back to the lead lap. 4 cautions here tonight. It is the most cautions this league has seen all season long. Some of the previous seasons, they didn't see 4 cautions all season. John Shermont went ahead, brought her into pit road to get 4 fresh tires. Might as well. He's going to have to come. He'll be tail end of the field. But back on the lead lap, can Shermont make it through to the front? Mark Nelson did it on the last caution. Kevin Bruner still lurking. Warren Moore still there. Gil Guac now on the lead lap. Jared Swaim has had the lead for a large part of the night. Mark Nelson has the points lead with both Jeff Oakes and Kevin Bruner. And Jared Swaim could use a win here tonight. Swaim is second in points behind the Mark Nelson. If Swaim could pull off the win, he might be able to start closing up the points. And with 2 races left to go after tonight, every point is gonna count. Hey, good evening, Martin. Lights are out on the pace car. Jared Swaim in control. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. It'll be 6 to go at the line. And it's going to be one heck of a 6-lap battle here. Jared Swaim, Jeff Oakes, Mark Nelson get a little bit of a gap. Warren Moore, Kevin Bruner, Gil Guac right behind, trying to close back up. Oakes currently sitting in third. That second group starting to pull back up. Warren Moore in the middle. They don't end up 3 wide this time, but I wouldn't count anything out. John Shermont's on his way to the front. Lost some momentum out of turn 2. Oh, a bobble for Mark Nelson. Jeff Oakes gets to second. Swain tries to shut the door. Whoa, that got a little bit close. 2 lines, 3 rows deep, but that inside line seems to be moving a little better here late in the race. Jared Swayman, Mark Nelson clear traffic for a moment. Jeff Oakes trying to fight back. Mark goes to the high side. And Gil Guac now back in the fight. Don't look now, but one of the cars 1 lap down, Jerry Bergeron, just set the fastest lap of the night. He is in 8th place and with the lead pack, but he is a lap down. 3 laps to go, though. Anything can happen. It was Jared Swaim at the line by 1/100th of a second. Swaim pulls ahead out of turn 2. Oakes giving a big push down the back straightaway to Mark Nelson. Out of turn 4, here we go. White flag in the air. One more time around. Who will it be? Mark Nelson led at the line. Jared Swaim fighting back on the bottom with the push from Gil Guac. Mark Nelson, big push from Jeff Oakes into turn 3. It's gonna be close. Oakes looks down, can't get there. Mark Nelson pulls it off. Jared Swaim comes home in second. Jeff Oakes in third. And I honestly do not know how they determined second and third. Jared Swaim and Jeff Oakes crossed at the exact same time. We're gonna see if we can get a picture of these two. We'll back this up just a hair. There you can see they were dead even across the line. What a finish! It looks like the only one of the top 3 I have available is the Mark Nelson. Mark, congratulations, back in victory lane, and at one point it didn't look like it was going to happen.
No, I made a pretty bad call there. I knew I was outside of our pit fuel window, and they were too, but it hadn't occurred to me that if I had to pit by myself that I wouldn't have any draft, and they still had to pit, but they would have gotten such an advantage on me being together that I was like, ah, crap.
Well, it all worked out in the end. The cautions fell your way, and you managed to pull off a win. That was a very close win. How closely were you watching your mirror out of 4 on the last lap?
Yeah, I was actually considering pulling down into the low line, but he got a little push, and I was like, I better not. And Jeff was a great pusher. I owe him big time.
He definitely was. And, man, I got to say, at the line, second place was nose to tail, but it looked like had you given Jeff even an inch more, he might have had enough of a run to come by you on the last lap.
Yeah, I was trying to manage that too, and he was pushing on me so much that I was actually really focused on just not turning a lot because I didn't want him to hook me. because if I'm trying to defend and he's against me, then that's a recipe for disaster. So I kind of let the car go straight there on the front stretch because I felt the car turning a little bit because he was shoving me, and I was like, I'm just going to see what happens.
Well, it all worked out in the end, buddy. Congratulations. That was one heck of a win at Atlanta.
Thanks, Doug.
Wow, Mark Nelson pulls off one heck of an epic win at Atlanta. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget, we're done racing for tonight, but the Unicorn will be trucking live here in a few moments. Don't go far. She will be back shortly. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great night, everybody.